Leah Marlene is out with a new EP tonight, ahead of an East Coast tour this month with another Illinois-born artist, Todd Carey. It's called We're All Buying Into a Dream. 2 years after placing third on American Idol, it's pretty much business as usual for Leah Marlene. A few things have changed, though. The size of her fan base, for one. That helped her take the leap to becoming a full-time musician and setting up a home base in Nashville. And she fell in love, with many of her latest songs reflecting on her first serious relationship. But when the bubble of Idol opportunities burst, Leah had to re-find her way back to the path she was on before the show.
I feel like all the hype and all of the crazy, nonstop opportunity and traveling and all of that has died down. Now I'm back at a place where I'm kind of in the driver's seat. Not that I wasn't in the driver's seat, but there's just a lot coming to me.
Sure.
Now I'm in a place where I'm having to really make all of that happen again without a lot coming in. And I don't know, I kind of get to call the shots on everything, which is great and terrifying.
When you look back on the show, do you feel like, because I think some of these shows are highly produced, right? And they kind of put this narrative on you that you were like, oh, this quirky kid from Normal that grows into a respectable woman by the end of the show. Yeah. So how do you feel about that narrative, which they have to do? It's television, right? And how much do you feel like you really got to authentically be yourself?
When things were first airing, it was a little bit tricky because at the beginning of the show, there are so many contestants that they really have to pigeonhole everybody into their calling card of what they are. So I'm the quirky girl, and that's the person that had the really bad childhood, and that's the person that is I don't know. So everybody has their thing. Granted, I knew that I was going on a reality TV show where I didn't have any control over that. So I really do feel like I was able to be very true to myself. I was able to share my original music. I was able to do arrangements that felt very much like what my music would sound like as an artist if I put it out, even though I was doing cover songs.
Tell me something less. Tell me something.
I feel like what people got of me was really the artist that I was becoming as I was coming off of the show. And I think that was really great because, the people that found me on that show and have stuck with me because I'm still that same artist that was portrayed on that show.
Some of your choices might have cost you the title, right? Like the Bruce Springsteen pick and, maybe doing originals that people don't know the words to.
I never really cared too much to win, to be honest. My biggest goal was to be able to do the hometown visit.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. But when you win American Idol, it's great, but it's also, you're always going to be an American Idol winner. Whereas now most people that I meet will have no idea that I was even on that show, and I don't have to be pigeonholed to being an American Idol contestant for the rest of my life. Even though that was such an incredible experience and I'm so grateful for it, it doesn't it's just a blip in my bio.
Time passes quicker every day. So much of it looks the same, steady as an April rain.
You've got this new EP coming out, half of which is already released into the world. I'm kind of hearing two themes, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think there's the theme of you're in love, you found a person, and and I know you have previously railed against writing lovey-dovey songs. So, and then another theme that kind of emerges for me is really about kind of embracing the small stuff and living in the moment.
All the stars collide, the two of us together. Yeah, we make something bigger.
All the songs were written the year after the show, where I was just figuring it out. I had just, before the show, I'd gone through just mental hell for 2 years, and it took everything in me to come back to myself. And then this American Idol thing happened right when I was just like got so like healthy, and it was so beautiful and it was amazing. And then it's like you're, shot up to the moon. What on earth do you do with this trajectory and this excitement and opportunity, but also this pressure? And like, how do you maintain this like image of like, you just had like the highest like Hollywood production all around you, and now you're an independent artist and you have to like still look like you like know what you're doing.
Thank God you always knew. Thank God you followed through. If it were not for you,
I think like I really had to learn the lesson over and over and over again of like, okay, these things are really exciting. It's really easy to get so caught up in these opportunities, but like, what is even like, none of this actually matters. Like, it's great and wonderful, but like, none of that matters if I'm not happy, if the people that I love aren't feeling loved by me, if I'm not, investing in the little things in the day-to-day, none of the big things matter.
Architect is the outlier for me, and I want to hear
Yes.
about that, because for me it's kind of this refreshing injection of angst.
you say it's your game, it's your prerogative. Maybe if you're smart enough in it all and be the optimist. You fed me a taste of what you had to give. I learned to savor your kind of danger. I love the thrill of it. I'm gonna burn it down. I'm gonna burn it down.
I'm glad you brought that up, because Architect is the outlier. It's the only song on the album that was written out of like pure like imagination. I'm very lucky. I've never been in like a really like toxic, manipulative relationship or situation with anybody, but that song is about like the most like toxic relationship or whatever. But that song was one of the first ones that I wrote where it felt like, oh my gosh, I'm finally cracking the code. Like this is the like angsty rock sound that I've wanted to make in like forever.
And if you want out, you gotta make now. I'll make you so proud. Show you I know.
The other song I wanted to really specifically touch on, in part because I just love it so much, is Dying Wish.
Around the time I did the BCPA show, a man that approached, that sounds so creepy, that reached out probably on Facebook or something. And essentially, his wife had just passed away from cancer, and she made it her dying wish to give me her instruments, 2 of her guitars. And she was a local, I believe, like music teacher in town, and I think she had dreams of really pursuing music in other ways.
I'm not worried where I'm going. I just wanna leave with knowing that when I go, I left something behind.
The song isn't necessarily about the story, but it's just about the idea of a dying wish in general, and appreciating the little moments with the people you love while they're still here. And I think the coolest thing is that this song was able to come into fruition and actually out into the world, and that it was inspired by this woman, and that like her husband gets to like hold on to this song as a piece of that story. That's really, really meaningful to me.
You know what you mean to me.
We're All Buying Into a Dream by Leah Marlene is out tonight at 11 p.m. on streaming platforms. CDs will be available next month. To get yours, visit leahmarlene.com. You'll find a pre-save link there to the EP, plus links to all her social media and Patreon. Leah will play in Bloomington this summer as part of the Tailgate and Tall Boys Festival at the Interstate Center. Leah Marlene spoke to WGLT from her Nashville studio, where she was drinking from a Fort Jesse Cafe mug.
Support for arts and culture coverage on WGLT comes from PNC Financial Services. PNC is committed to supporting local arts and culture events in the communities they serve.